is Sports Center.
Welcome to Sports Center. I'm Harry Belrose.
And I'm Beef Golderman. And we're here live in Tucson, Arizona for the world's most prestigious golf tournament, the Royal JBS Invitational.
We're excited to be here, but there is a full slate of sporting news, and let's get right to it. In NFL news, an independent counsel has determined that it is more probable than not that Tom Brady deflated several players' golf balls at last year's Royal JBS Invitational. I still do expect to see Tom here this week.
Yeah, there's just something about him that I can't place. It's not the 4 Super Bowl championships. There's something else there.
He is Royal JBS material. Just can't put my finger on it.
That's why.
There we go. More on this story later if we go to our remote reporter, Francesca.
With all the recent interest in player safety, and in particular around post-concussion syndrome, here at ESPN, we've noticed another interesting trend.
That's right. We've seen a rash of shoulder injuries over the last several years that have been underreported and in some cases unreported. Here's our report on the unreported.
Among professional athletes, shoulder injuries are on the rise. And what has the various leagues concerned is not only why this is happening, but when. For the past several years, there has been a distinct spike in shoulder injuries as the month of June approaches. The evidence is clear. Athletes are spending hours a day on the golf course, practicing overtime to try to get a much sought-after invitation to the Royal JBS Golf Tournament. But the rising injury level isn't lost on the sports league's head honchos. They've worked jointly to add a no Royal JBS clause to each player's contract, effectively banning their players from participating in Royal JBS.
We are absolutely acting not only within our rights, but doing what is right and appropriate in this situation.
This is my job. This is my responsibility to protect the integrity of the game.
Baseball will not rest and will continue to be vigilant.
And what do the athletes think about this decision?
It's awful. It's awful. That's all I'm going to say about it.
And the athletes say Royal JBS is not a tournament they're willing to give up.
You stated, if invited, you'll go to Royal JBS. Any change to that stance?
No.
Has this extended the length of your contract negotiations?
It's long already.
Do you think you'll be fined by the league for being the poster child on this player rights issue?
I'll probably be fine by the time tomorrow hits.
Is there any chance that you'll sign a contract that prevents you from accepting an invitation to Royal JBS?
No.
Great report. I think we can see how this is going to have a significant impact on the negotiation between the leagues and the players going forward.
Definitely. I mean, who doesn't want to come to this golf tournament?
It is a dangerous place to be, but I don't see players wanting to give it up.
We'll be right back after this break.
This Tuesday on ESPN Sports Science. Some call it the most horrific golf swing they've ever seen.
It's actually harder to look at than Winston Churchill in a thong.
Worst pure mechanics since Garo Yepremian in the '73 Super Bowl.
I once watched a hobo perform roadside surgery. This is worse than that.
I'm John Brenkus, and what Walter Prucknick lacks in grace, he more than makes up for in physics-defying freakishness. I know it looks like bad computer graphics, but it's accurate in every detail. Absolutely uncanny.
It's an abomination before God.
The strange case of Walter Prucknick's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad swing. This Tuesday on ESPN's Sports Science.
Welcome back.
Well, that will certainly be an interesting segment to catch later this week.
Absolutely riveting.
In golf news, although not typically considered to be a contact sport, at last month's match play, it almost became one. The pressure of getting a prestigious invitation to the Royal JBS Invitational boiled over between two players.
Moving along, Bradley.
I'll play as slow as I want to, Jimenez.
I'm falling asleep here. If you ever played at Royal JBS, they'd throw your slow carcass in the dunk tank.
What do you know about Royal JBS?
I know they hate slow play.
Wait, you
go to Royal JBS?
Of course. Whose limo do you think we take to the ballet?
You go from the course to the ballet and then back to the course?
Who do I have to bribe to get an invitation?
I don't think he appreciates the subtlety and nuance associated with the selection process.
I sure do.
Can you get me an invitation?
What about me? Can I play?
I cannot recommend it.
You can. Why not?
Tag Hofer is the slowest guy they allowed to play.
I'm just trying to win this match.
You lost. I hold up from the fairway 10 minutes ago. I've had a bottle of Chateau Lafite, a cigar, a lobster, and a Dos Equis while I waited for this guy.
You were going to do all that anyway.
You're finally catching on.
Obviously, we will not see Mr. Bradley out here this week at the Royal JBS.
No, we will not. But Miguel Angel continues to secure a lifetime invitation. In fact, beyond his lifetime. We do have some breaking news. We're going live to Francesca in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Francesca?
I'm here live at Foxborough, Massachusetts at the Bill Belichick Deflategate press conference. Patriots coach Bill Belichick says he doesn't know or care about how Deflategate would impact Tom Brady's status at Royal JBS.
But again, all that's in the past. I don't think any of it really means anything right now. I think all the rest of it's, it's a bunch of hot air. Write whatever you want. I don't think it matters. Doesn't mean anything. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Right now, none of that really matters to me, so I don't really care.
You talked about Bill offensively.
Belichick knows he himself will not be receiving a Royal JBS invitation, but says he doesn't care about that either. When probed for more comment, Bill Belichick confessed that his doctor advised him that his hoodie and sweatpant ensemble in Arizona in June could be life-threatening, and Bill admitted that that's all he has in his closet. That's the breaking news from here. Reporting live from Foxborough, Massachusetts, this is Francesca. Back to you guys.
Francesca, thanks for that report. Like most Bill Belichick stories, it wasn't very much breaking news.
Bill didn't have much more to say than usual, but we do appreciate Francesca's doggedness and staying on the story. Francesca, thank you.
It's my pleasure. And of course, it's for the kids.
Obviously, with an event as big and prestigious as Royal JBS going on this week, the leader of the free world has a few thoughts he'd like to chip in about who has the best chance of winning this year's gold jacket.
Let's go out to Andy Katz, who's standing by live in the Oval Office.
Hey.
Mr. President.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. All right, so this is an unpredictable tournament, but let's see what Royal JBS looks like this year. Okay, let's jump right into it. What about Ron Toll? He's considered a bit of an underdog this year.
It's nice being just a little bit of the underdog because you have less pressure on you.
Some people forget that he actually won a few skins himself several years ago.
I'm old enough to remember that. I'm surprised you are.
How do you like Russ Chamberlain's chances this year?
Come on, man. You're killing me.
Russ has been playing in Royal JBS since the beginning. He must have something going for him.
Got great hair.
Bill Calm and Mike Patton. Now, you mentioned earlier that you'd pick him to have more success at a fishing tournament than a golf tournament.
I suspect I will not be the only person who makes that pick.
In fact, what are the odds that these guys bust out the fly rods and bag more carp than birdies?
The chances are high.
Based on pure ability to hit the ball, the Rio Verde pros stand out.
They just got too many guns.
Mark Phelan, Bobby Olson?
These are the two best right now.
Daryl Janice?
I think he's the best player in the country.
But they appear to rely totally on brute strength, and the more cerebral aspects of the game escape them. What would you say their combined IQ is?
They barely got into double digits.
And they do appear to be full of themselves.
I told them, don't get too cocky.
And then they opened their mouths and started talking to the ladies.
And it was all downhill from there.
Todd Matzler.
Looks very good to me.
You know, it's rumored that Matzler, being an Oregon Duck alumni, has decided to mimic the Oregon football uniform by once again dyeing various body parts for Royal JBS.
I have been completely brainwashed. I'm just a sucker for that neon glow thing.
I don't think I want to picture that.
They're small, but I was tempted.
Why do you tell me this?
Basically, just to get under your skin.
But you're picking him to win the gold jacket? Why?
If I didn't pick him, he wouldn't talk to me.
So what's your criteria for picking the winner?
Whoever is looking hotter at the end of the year, I tend to be a little more inclined to pick.
So that's your guy.
All right.
Thanks, Mr. President.
You bet.
Pressure's
This is going to
on.
be the year, guys. I'm winning the pool.
Always interesting to get the president's perspective, even though his track record isn't so hot.
Not one gold jacket winner guessed correctly in 14 years. I'm not surprised he did not mention Gene Dorsch. You know, he and Gene had some run-ins in Chicago back in the day.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. And that does it for another busy day of sports. Thanks for joining SportsCenter here live in Tucson, Arizona from the Royal JBS Invitational.
I'm Beef Golderman.
And I'm Harry Belrose. Thanks for joining us, and as always, it's for the kids!
At Make-A-Wish, we're very lucky. We're very lucky because a lot of people in the community support us. And one of the most wonderful groups that has supported us through the years are the folks involved with the Royal JBS Golf Tournament.
You know, Make-A-Wish has always been near and dear to our hearts here at the Diamondbacks, and it's something that your players get involved in, your front office gets involved in, ownership understands the importance. We will always enthusiastically support it, and I'm so pleased and impressed with all of those participants from the Royal JBS who continue to donate their time, their money, their energy as well, because it truly is making a difference.
And it started off very small, and it grew to about 6 years ago. They were so excited because they raised enough money to grant one wish.
And to see how it has grown, and taking it from the Golf Classic with the days of Rusty and now Todd and Mark, taking this to tournaments where it has gone, and to see just how large it has grown and how it's caught on. The guys love playing in it, but the money that they're making is making a big difference for our chapter.
It's wonderful when other organizations raise money for us, as Royal JBS has. We call those external events. And we have a lot of external events, but for the last several years, Royal JBS has far and away been our top external event.
They've been recognized because of that as really the number one event, outside force to raise money for Make-A-Wish for years.
One of the great things about working with Royal JBS is how much fun they are. It's always a pleasure. So not only do we get the financial benefit, but they are such a delight to work with because they want to help Wish kids and they want to have a little bit of fun too.
Royal JBS. It's for the kids. It's for the kids. It's for the kids.
It's for the kids. It's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
Hi, my name is Jack Raleigh. I live in Maryland, outside of Washington, D.C. I am 12 years old. This is my story. I had cancer.
I was diagnosed when I was, I think, 10 years old. We went through a couple tests and they found a small tumor about the size of a pea. They knew immediately that we had to do chemo and radiation.
His story found its way to the PGA Tour, and unbeknownst to him, the PGA Tour and Make-A-Wish arranged for him to meet one of his favorite golfers, Hunter Mahan.
Hey, Jack.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. Glad you can make it out this week.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I had no clue I was going to meet him. They didn't tell us anything. I didn't know what I was doing. I just walked up and they took us into the locker room. Hunter popped up. I met him and talked a little bit, and then he's the nicest guy I've ever met.
Been fabulous, just filled with surprises. Hunter's just been so kind to give him his time and his day to meet Jack and our family, and it's been just unbelievable.
How'd it go, Hunter?
It was awesome, bro. I know he had a great time. I know his family had a great time. I had a great time, so it was great.
Can't be any more thankful for all the people who've done this for me. I don't think any organization could have been nicer than the PGA Tour and Make-A-Wish. They've been so gracious to our family, and they just made me feel a lot more comfortable than what I would have been without them.
My name is Bobby Murphy. I'm 14 years old and my wish was to be a Marine. I came up with my wish because my dad was a Marine.
When we found out about the aplastic anemia, it was kind of like someone pulled the rug out from under us.
I just thought, it'll go away, it's not a big deal. But then it got worse.
We were were told that he would need a bone marrow transplant.
I was happy that I could donate bone marrow to my brother, and I was happy that he would probably get better. I had no idea what Make-A-Wish was at first. I actually got a little bit excited about it. And when I heard that my Marine for a day wish was going to be granted,
it was like Christmas. He was so crazy excited about it.
when we got there, they brought us inside. I didn't know what we were doing yet, but I saw the guy, and he had the flat-brimmed, all the way around hat on, like the drill sergeants wear. I was like, here we go. I got to sit in the president's seat in one of his helicopters. I got to lead PT. I got to eat with Marines at lunch.
Mom and I got to pin corporal stripes on his uniform, in front of the commanding general.
Wearing the uniform, it was an honor to be able to do that. Make-A-Wish is the total opposite of being in the hospital.
Jack has spinal muscular atrophy, SMA, which is a motor neuron disease, and so it was a really, really tough time for us.
At the time, we thought it just was not the path that we were supposed to be on, and it was hard to accept it.
Jack's wish was to be a Carolina Panthers coach for a day.
I think he enjoys recess, and that's kind of how he got into his coaching. He would actually make plays for the guys, so that's kind of where we first started hearing about that.
We've heard a lot about you. We've researched your background, and you're the man for this job, from what I understand. What do you think?
Cool.
Cool? You're a Carolina Panther today.
Let's have a good one today. Work hard. Show the fans what we're made of. Let's go and have a good time. Break them down, Jack. Let's go. Team on three.
Well, I liked to see all the players in action. I was nervous at the first part, but once we got out there, and I was just thinking, this is amazing. Coach Rivera made me feel like I was just another coach.
Would you consider yourself more of a defensive coach or an offensive coach?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both? Well balanced. I like that. See, that's why you're going to excel in this league.
They said, hey, it's time for the team meeting. Jack's going to go back. And so we're peeking in, and you see the whole room just filled with NFL players. And Coach Rivera's in there, and he, starts talking a little bit about Jack, and it was amazing. And so he introduces Jack, and Jack rolls in. Come on in, Jack. And the team just stands up and starts clapping, and it was unbelievable.
It was moving, and seeing Jack, this is what he wanted to do.
This is a handwritten speech by Jack. He's a little nervous so I told him I'd be happy to read it to you guys. Thank you for letting me be coach for FanFest.
And that became a big part of the day.
As long as you're doing your best, your fans will be happy. But even if you do lose a few games, your fans will still be happy because everybody knows that the Carolina Panthers are awesome. Guys, your coach, Jack Boldman.
Everybody deserves one wish, and whatever it is, it should be very fun for whoever it is.